So then you notice at some point that the article is perhaps 5 or 10 years old, so you say, okay, it's not his fault. Well, the shit happens, especially if enough time passes. So anyway, you really like to know, what did it look like back then, 5 or 10 years ago? That thing you linked to, what did it look like? Unfortunately, we got the Internet Archive, the Wayback machine, and you can actually automate these Wayback links. So instead of going to something that's dead or has been hijacked by some idiots, you can go to a Wayback link and see it nearly exactly as it looked like back then, in the old days when it was printed, more or less. Had a bit bigger font, I guess. Anyway, we can read it. And you probably know the Wayback machine and Internet Archive. It just say, well, this is what it looked like the 4th of January 2006, and then it serves it up. And of course, when you've written thousands of articles, then you don't want to go through them by hand and make these by hand manually. That's horrible. So no, what you do is you will find the link using a simple preg match, and then you find out when was this published, and then you got a date, and then you feed the date and the URL to the Wayback machine, and then it usually coughs up something pretty nice and something that works. And that's pretty damn elegant, because if I ask to get the 2nd of June 2006, it'll say, nah, I haven't got that, but hey, check the 4th of June 2006. So it nearly always works. And the way this was done, I made this as a module for Drupal, which is a content management system. And the way I did it was just using it as what's called a text filter, which is you don't want to go back into down into the database and change all the old articles and meddle with the links. They have to be as pristine as they were back then 10 years ago. No, you just when you present it, you have this filter saying, oh, this is a link. Okay, then I'll just add this Wayback link. And then I made a settings file saying when should this kick in, because they shouldn't kick in on an article that's only 1 month old. But it should kick in, I said on this side, I said, well, kick in when it's 4 years old, then it's probably shit. So well, give this, offer this Wayback link, it does that. And down somewhere below there's some code, which we don't have time to watch because we've lost so much of time here. Well, as you can see, there is a good reason to do this, because
you have several minutes to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all those old articles, you can see, they've been read pretty well. I know that thousands of people read old articles, and you don't want to disappoint them. So that's why I did the Wayback link filter. And what I'm doing here, I was just talking about how it works. What I'm saying to you is, if you have a content management system that you like, well, make the same. It's pretty easy because the Wayback machine is playing so nice. And it is available. And this is another beautiful thing, and another reason why I came here. I think it's used on 3 sites in the whole wide world. And I try myself to sleep. No, 4 sites. And it's been downloaded 208 times. So, of course, although they don't tell that they're using it. The code, never mind the code. You can't, well, only a few people would be able to read it. But it's pretty straightforward. It's just a preg match, finding the link. So, yeah, well, that was about it. So, any questions? Yes?
If someone made a system for checking links on a daily basis, then maybe you could combine forces.
Yeah, more or less. You have to be pretty smart, because when I link to some, when I will link to something.
I'm referring to Peter.
Oh yeah.
Were you here at that demo?
Maybe you weren't here. He presented a tool for checking links on a daily basis.
Oh damn it. Oh well, yeah.
No, that's fine.
Well, yeah, I wonder what kind of links he's checking, because the thing I found out, I wanted to check if are you alive over there in the destination? Are you alive? And it's usually alive, but it could be selling handbags and Viagra. So. And it's pretty hard to make a program that checks for that. Has this been taken over by some cunts and done?
Very hard.
You never know.
And you never know. You can check it. You can find out if it's not the original owner. You'll never know if they are assholes or cunts. It's so hard to figure out.
Or just bastards.
Or just bastards. That was 7 minutes. Steven, thank you so much.